Hi Pisces, this is your reading for May 2019. Although you could be watching this video at any time and it could still be appropriate, just watch through and look for any resonant messages and take what you need. So let's tune in, set aside any distractions and really focus here. Bring all your presence to this reading to make sure that you get the most out of our time together and you're not just wasting time with something happening in the background. Really bring all your presence here and focus on your breathing while I shuffle. Close your eyes for a few moments. Check in with your higher self. Ask your higher self to make a connection to my higher self so that we can create a feedback loop to make sure that you get messages that are completely tailored for you. Okay, let's take a look. All right, Pisces, you have some very interesting cards here in your reading. It's a very dynamic spread. There is also quite a few major arcana cards here, and the first impression I got from putting the cards down is that there is a pending new beginning here for you, and that's a very the feeling around that from the cards themselves is that it's a very exciting new beginning. It's a very much needed fresh start. But what I feel is here is that in your 3D world, I want to be careful about the words I'm using here. In your day-to-day life, let's say, it feels here like you are bringing an energy of indecisiveness and a little bit of lack of clarity, and that's coming from a place of insecurity and uncertainty. And we'll go into that further as I get deeper into the reading. I'm just giving a kind of overall first snapshot here from my impressions from putting the cards down. The overall feeling is that things are turning in your favor, and there's definitely beneficial, positive things on the horizon for you that are very exciting coming up. But it feels here like you can't see what those things are, or you can't, maybe you aren't allowing yourself to have the foresight to give yourself the space to even feel like there's some positive energy coming towards you. So you may not be allowing yourself to even have to get any excitement or insight about what positive things might be coming towards you, and you may be allowing worry and anxiety and uncertainty and insecurity to play too loud of a role or too loud of a voice in your psychological space, in your mind space, and that could be affecting your ability to really feel empowered in the manifestation process that's happening right now. So that being said, let's go in a little bit deeper here and see what each of the quadrants have to say and each of the axes have to say here in your spread. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Pentacles. So that's telling me that fundamentally a lot of what we're dealing with here right now, and also you have the Queen of Pentacles in your reading too. Those two cards have actually come out in a lot of the readings for this month, and I feel like there's a lot of energy around this issue of self-worth and self-confidence that is playing out for a lot of the community. It's not just about one astrological sign, but I feel like it's an overreaching theme that's affecting a lot of people that could have something to do with certain astrological alignments that are happening at the moment. So with that in mind, as I described in the introduction, there is this energy here around a new beginning and certain energies that are coming towards you in this next time period that are very exciting and very enticing. But it feels to me like you are unable to see and what's the word? It's like you have decisions to make, but you feel a little bit like you are not able to actually have any kind of awareness about new things coming towards you that could be boons and blessings and beneficial things. It feels a little bit more like you are bringing too much anxiety and worry and fear to the situation that you're in right now, and that in itself could potentially interfere with forces that are at play that are striving to support you and help you in the process of manifestation that you have, I'm hearing, endured. That sounds a bit serious. A couple of cards. There's 3 cards in the reading that are kind of bringing a little bit of a heavy energy to the reading, but I feel like there's benefits to them, and I'll go into that. So the crossing card at the center of the reading over the Ace of Pentacles is the Tower. And the crowning card is the Devil in reverse. And then in the position of hopes and fears with the High Priestess is the Judgment card in reverse. So these 4 cards here have a kind of energy that's describing something which is, I'm hearing closure. I'm just looking for other cards in the reading that might describe like an end of a relationship. I don't feel like it's that. What I feel this energy here is that there is a changing of the guard for you in your personal life. It feels to me like there's something here around a total renewal in your energy around a specific issue, and that's going to be different for everyone. That's not that topic is not really touched on here because it's going to be completely unique for each person who's watching this reading. But what I feel is here is that there's something shifting in you that is very major, that has to do with a certain type of, again, related to the confidence issue, because this 6 of Wands is also here in your reading in the position that that which you're coming into the reading with. And having the Devil and the Judgment card with Priestess in the crowning positions of the reading with the Tower here, this is telling me that there may be issues that have to do with, I'm hearing control. But confidence is really the largest thing, that the part of this reading that's really standing out the most to me is that there are things that you're dealing with right now that are directly related to your self-confidence and your self-worth. And while it may feel uncomfortable and you may feel a little bit like blind to what's really going on, and you may be struggling a little bit with finding some comfort in the discomfort of what the process is that's unfolding, I think it's really important to maintain a space of trust and of awareness, and I'm hearing preparedness. That's what this is. This energy is preparing you for a big change that's coming up that you currently may not be able to see. And I feel this energy from you where there's that kind of like tension and anxiety of a kind of like holding on for dear life, almost as if you were on some kind of roller coaster ride, like literally. But this energy feels to me like there is a change approaching, one which you have actually invoked and that you actually are really willing to participate in. But the way it may be unfolding at the moment is something that you are a little blind to, and that may be making you feeling a little tense or nervous. And I'm here to pass on the message that there's not really any need for that. I feel like there's a lot of guided and celestial energy in here, like especially with the Priestess and the Temperance card. There does feel like I feel very strongly your spirit guides, your higher self energy, like a greater wisdom working through you along the lines of certain astrological alignments and in harmony with your readiness. That there are changes afoot that are very exciting and very dynamic, and you will be very pleased with them. That's what I'm feeling here. You will be very pleased with the changes that happen, even if right now you feel a little bit afraid or a bit nervous. Now, these 2 lower quadrants of the reading representing how you see yourself and what's in your environment. We have 2 Knights reversed, Knight of Cups and Knight of Swords. And we also have the 3 of Cups reversed with the Temperance card. So I'll just show those to you now. What I'm feeling from these 4 cards here is... Again, all the energy I described there around changes afoot and new things coming in, new beginnings, some of what may feel uncomfortable right now and what you may not be able to see that part of it, but what you may be experiencing right now is either, for some of you, this could be an end of a relationship or some kind of changes in your social circle, in your social environment, some kind of changes with regard to plans that you may have set in place a while ago that you've been kind of working towards. I'm hearing derailed. There might be a derailment or some kind of shift in a direction that you had been working towards. And that might feel uncomfortable or awkward. I'm hearing slighted. Some of you may be dealing with someone that has slighted you in some way, or may have, I'm hearing abused your kindness, or in some way you may have felt taken advantage of by someone who has been a close friend or someone, a confidant or someone at work that you have been kind of like close to. There may be some of that energy here. But what I'm feeling with this is there is a certain energy here around realignment. Okay, so if there is, like, as I said, you've been working towards something, you had set some plans in place and you've been moving towards certain goals, and things may feel like, I mean, the word derailment is coming in again, but if there is some kind of change in course or change in direction, the message here is to just trust what's happening. Don't struggle against the energy. Work to flow with the changes and be as graceful as possible to kind of just like move with things as they are flowing. And you will find yourself in a very exciting place very soon. And you may, of course, you don't know what that is yet, and I can't tell you what that is yet. But there is indication here that an offer will come towards you that is something you very much want, need, and have invoked. And just a second. I mean, I was hearing pressure while I was kind of saying that last little part, but what I feel that what I feel that is that that's not what's coming in you, but you may be feeling under pressure right now because circumstances may not feel ideal. You know, you may have a sense of uncertainty that's kind of clouding your ability to really pierce through any emotional uncertainty that you might be feeling, to actually be able to realize that you're in the birth canal, kind of. Like, this is a process of being moved out of one stage into another, like this transitional experience, this course, changing course, or a realignment that's happening, that you may feel like this, and that's understandable. And if you feel a little bit nervous or anxious or worried as a result, simply the message here is to say, just trust what's happening, because you will find yourself very soon in a very bright place that's welcoming and inviting, and with offers coming towards you that you will be very excited to receive. So don't worry if you don't understand what's going on right now. Just trust the process. Understand that there is a lot of celestial energy going on here. There is very much a kind of cosmic hand at play here. There is a sort of, with the Priestess and the Judgment card reversed here, I do feel that there is an underlying energy here of, it's like a mystical a kind of initiation process that you may be under right now, where you are feeling under pressure, you are feeling uncertain, you can't really see clearly what's happening. This is kind of a test. It's kind of a spiritual test. Not that you've done anything wrong, or that you're being punished for something, or that there is some kind of like karmic, you know, negative karmic thing at play here, but rather you have, through your own process of growing and evolving and developing and changing, are actually needing to move into a different kind of vibrational experience in life. And this is the process of transitioning from where you've been to the place that you're wanting to move towards. So just be patient here. I do actually really like the Devil card as the crowning card in your reading. In reverse here, this is telling me that your hard work, that your personal process of, you know, soul searching and personal growth and diving deep into your own reality to kind of, this feels to me like taking the reins. Like when I'm looking at these horns here in the reverse position, this looks to me like you're holding the reins and you're actually the one who's in the driver's seat in your situation in a very empowered way, in a way that tells me that you are growing into an awareness of just how much responsibility you have over every aspect of your life, and that you're willing to be more available to actually possess, I'm hearing, possess your own strength, possess your own willpower in a way that really defines you and your personality and your spirit. That you are really kind of moving clearer and clearer into the path that you feel is your specific, unique expression of your soul, and that you are moving more earnestly and more willingly towards actually embodying that in a more full way, in a more whole and complete way, in a way that expresses a certain type of power and authority that is but on one hand very humble and very quiet, but also very bright and loud and honest, you know, expressive. Okay, that feels like basically the reading. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor reversed, 7 of Swords reversed, and 9 of Swords reversed. There's also the Moon reversed here. I'm going to take that. What I feel is here is, again, what I described. This 9 of Pentacles is kind of explaining that a lot of what this process is here, along with the Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. These 3 cards here are all telling me that this process is one which is bringing you into more clear alignment with your authentic self, that this is a process of reclaiming self-worth and self-confidence and self-love. So that's kind of at the root of what all this is. That's the foundation of what this reading is about. And the Emperor reversed with the 7 and 9 of Swords reversed and the Moon reversed. These cards are telling me that this may be a little bit unsettling time. You may feel ungrounded. You may feel unsure and insecure because you can't see where you're going. It feels like there's that cloudiness, sort of emotional and mental cloudiness. But in that process, it's almost as though, and the Tower and the Emperor reverse here are kind of speaking to this specifically. Like, in order for you to get to the place you're needing to go, you almost do have to tear the house down. Back to the foundation. So the Tower is representing the structures that you've been embodying and the kind of experience of life that you've been in, having to kind of crumble down to its foundation in order for you to reconstruct a life, a body, and an experience that is more true to your authentic nature. And that's what the Emperor reverse is saying. That this is kind of describing the feeling of the lack of clarity or lack of groundedness that you may have. Also, you may be feeling a little bit like a lack of self-worth or a lack of strength. But that's what we're working on here. That's what we're doing, is rebuilding that, re-establishing your sense of strength, your sense of personal authority, your willpower in a specific way that is kind of driving you forward and onto your truest expression of your soul path. And then the 7 of Swords reversed with the 9 of Swords reversed. These cards are both telling me that a part of this process here is witnessing and extracting parts of you that you may have, like parts of your persona or your experience that you may have built around a certain type of reality that might have been true at one point. It may not have ever been true, but this is maybe like expressions or experiences of the self that you created to either survive or to maybe it's just like a way you thought you were, or things that you may have been interested in, or a direction you may have been taking in life before that seemed relevant, seemed realistic, seemed valid. And now, as I said, you may be coming to this point where you're realizing that's not really where you want to go or who you want to be. And now you're kind of deciding to, you know, remove those masks or extract those, you know, expressions or experiences that were of specific vibration that kind of kept you in a certain place. I hope this is making sense. This is simply like you changing your mind. This 2 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords. These are all kind of like, yep, I'm changing direction and I'm okay with that. I'm revealing. It's a revealing energy. It's a removing, extracting and revealing. And the Moon reversed here, I feel as kind of like a closing chapter to this story here. I feel like the moon reverse here is saying, along with the Priestess, that again, it's kind of a revealing energy. It feels similar to this card also has moon symbolism in it, this 2 of Swords. There is this kind of revealing energy where I kind of get the sense that like this direction you're heading, it may even be a surprise to you as well. Look, the Priestess also has moon symbolism, all this moon energy here. This kind of feels like you might be learning things about yourself that you didn't really even know, you know? This might be like a slow reveal to your own self about your true nature, about who you are in the world and what it is that you're here to express. Like, what is your unique voice? What is your unique expression? You might just be slowly coming to understand like your purpose and your essence and what it is that you want to deliver, you know, in the human experience. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. That's the general reading. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle again, give you a higher octave reading. The higher octave reading is designed to give more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level. It can help us to understand how best to work with the energies that are at play to make the most out of the opportunity, to take the highest road, to, you know, really step into our own power as spiritual entities having a human experience, and really take responsibility for what's going on. So while I'm shuffling, again, please do take a moment here to tune in with me, tune into the deck, send your energy over this way so that I can get really clear and tailored messages for you. Ace of Worlds at the bottom of the deck in reverse. That's the same card that we had at the center of the reading in this first general spread. So, let's see. 5 of Crystals reversed, crossed by 6 of Cups. 10 of Worlds reversed. Fortune, it's also number 10, but from the Major Arcana. 2 of Worlds, the Sun. Child of Cups. 7 of Worlds. Man of Cups. 8 of Cups, Strength, Devil's Play, Trust, 6 of Wands, and Man of Wands. This is very interesting. This is one of the very few times where I've done the higher octave reading, and there's only 1 or 2, almost no repeating cards from the previous reading are in this spread, with the exception of Devil's Play, which is, you had the devil here in the crowning position. And then the Ace, as I said, the first card, at the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Worlds, was here at the heart of the reading in the first spread. And the energy of this lay feels really different, really different from the first reading. So let's go in a little bit deeper and see what we have here. What this feels like to me is that yes, you know, in the previous reading, yes, there was a lot of that energy around fear and uncertainty and like anxiety, worry, unable to see what's coming, but knowing that you're in a period of transition, but lacking some clarity and feeling nervous. This feels more to me like very empowered, very like clear in the sense that, you know, you have at the foundation of the reading this Wheel of Fortune from the Major Arcana, number 10. This says to me that you are actually aware, very much aware that you are actually driving. Like that was the energy of the crowning card in the last reading, this Devil in reverse, felt like you taking the reins and driving. That's reflected here in this reading, but in a very powerful way. Like you have Fortune here, the Sun upright and Strength upright in this reading, along with Devil's Play there. Oh, those Major Arcana cards feel to me much like your willpower is very activated. Your solar plexus chakra is very activated. Also, your crown, I feel like you are really clearly channeling universal life force energy in, like really drawing your higher self, your wisdom into your body in a way that feels very empowered, empathic, and very, I'm hearing secure and very connected to the vision of understanding that you may be coming into awareness of as far as your specific soul purpose in life. And with that understanding comes that, you know, like the Strength in the Sun card here, and also the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Worlds here, like all this, see the red colors? This red and yellow and orange color is telling me that your fire energy, your solar plexus energy, as well as your base energy, like the root, your root of you is very connected to the earth, and your solar plexus is connected to the crown chakra that you're drawing in and utilizing in a way to really activate your confidence, your self-worth, and a sense of trust in life that you have clarity. You know what you need to do. And even if sometimes the details of the day-to-day get a little bit uncertain, and you may kind of lack a little bit of like, you know, we don't have all the answers all the time. That's okay. I think this is describing that energy of like, maybe you don't know everything all the time, but you know what you need to do, and most of the time you can really embody and collect that sense of confidence and clarity that you need in day-to-day moments to just kind of keep you feeling like, you know, you're headed in the right direction. And that in itself gives you a sense of purposefulness, a sense of clarity, and a sense of like emotional buoyancy that keeps you going through those moments where there's those tricky points that you sometimes come across where, you know, things may not line up, or you don't have enough money for that thing, or, you know, like those little mundane day-to-day details don't need to become these giant monsters that overtake you and cripple you with doubt and uncertainty to the point that you get frozen in your tracks and you aren't moving forward in your purpose, in your mission. Okay, I hope this is making sense. So let's go in a little bit more into each of the quadrants and see what else there are here for messages. In this quadrant here, well, I'll start at the heart because I I've pretty much given the whole reading, but I'm just going to look for anything more that's here. 5 of crystals in reverse, crossed by the 6 of cups. This is saying to me that you have, like in the previous reading, you had all that swords energy that was feeling like a little bit stifled, a bit unsure, lacking clarity, lacking confidence. This here is just saying to me in the reverse that you will be able to, or you are overcoming your own mental negativity or your own mental processing that's making you keep going over the same questions and the same doubts and asking the same or returning to the same points in the cycle of processing information. This is telling me that you're sort of overriding that, and you're also overriding your own emotional stagnancy and fear and sorrow to push through and burst forth with a fresh energy of, again, willingness and confidence to pursue the things that you feel passionate about. That's basically what this is about. This is you moving in the direction of the things you're passionate about. Because if you have a passion about something, then there's already something in your auric field, within your matrix, that is bringing that thing to your awareness. So follow that. Don't be afraid of that. Follow that. Whatever it is that you feel passionate about, whether or not you're talented and gifted in that area or not, start studying, start practicing, doing the thing. There's very few real prodigies in life. Like most people who do certain things, are good at certain things, they get good at them because they practice and they study and they learn. So if you're interested in something, start learning about it, start practicing it, give it time every single day, and you will get better at it. And that will enable you to feel more confidence in being able to pursue it. Now here in this quadrant, you have the Child of Cups in reverse with the Man of Wands in reverse. This is telling me that, again, it's kind of similar to the previous. In the previous spread, in the same position, you had Knight of Cups reversed and 3 of Cups reversed. Here you have Child of Cups reversed and Man of Wands reversed. This is telling me that even though there is all that energy of fire and of passion and of willpower, there is still a little bit of a need to overcome. Even though I said that in the beginning there, like you are working to overcome your mental stagnancy and your emotional like fears and worries and inhibitions that are preventing you from moving forward. I think these two cards here in this position are saying that perhaps this is a time now where you are becoming aware that you may have been maintaining that stance, and that it's your own emotional whatever, immaturity, Child of Cups reverse, and your own lack of confidence and will that has been perpetuating that cycle of uncertainty, of cloudiness, of not knowing, of worry and anxiety. Like, this is telling me that you need to become more aware that it's up to you to shift that energy, and that it won't happen by itself. You have to bring your willpower and your desire to want to shift your situation into the space to actually interrupt that process of rolling the ideas around and again, and the worry and the anxiety and the fear. It's up to you to interrupt that flow and create a new pathway for your thoughts. This is about you becoming more aware of how much your thoughts are controlling the flow of energy that you're working with, and that you can redesign the direction that your mind flows to, and that your thoughts flow to, and create a different outcome, one which is more bright and positive and happy and hopeful and creative. But it's up to you to overcome this space, to bring it into this kind of space. Okay? I love seeing the strength and the sun here together in this spread. That's telling me that, again, there's a lot of fire. You're bringing a lot of fire into this experience, into this moment. This also could be an indicator that if something is at play at the moment, like if there is something happening, a change happening, or you've decided something, or this something, you could look at this cycle from now until August, and maybe by August you can expect to see that the decisions that you're making now could land by that time. It could have beneficial outcomes or answers coming back at that time. I know it seems like a long time away, but 6 months from now, sorry, May, June, July, no, it's only 4 months away. So be patient. I'm hearing slow down to speed up. I know that feeling though, like when you want things to be different, you want it right now, and you're kind of initiating changes and you're really invoking sort of changes. Then you kind of just got to play nice with the universe and just work with energies that are unfolding, and work with a lot of trust and a lot of understanding, and just use your breath to kind of calm down and just flow with it. Just flow with it. It's coming. It's all coming in. Okay, let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Worlds in reverse, as I said. Here we have the star. I love that. There's another 2 here now, 2 of crystals in reverse, which is that same energy that we had here previously. 2 of crystals and 2 of swords. We'll talk about it. And then Sage of crystals. There's also the Chariot there. I'm going to take that. And the Hierophant. So let's have a look here. Okay. Ace of Wands reversed with the Star. 2 of crystals reversed. Man of crystals reversed. And the Hierophant with the Chariot there. Okay. There is a hopefulness here with the Star. There's a very hopeful energy. There's a very, again, this is bringing that same feeling I was getting from the previous spread, with all that celestial energy of the Priestess and the Judgment card, even the Devil card with the Tower, and the Temperance. I didn't really talk about that in the previous reading, but these cards are all telling me that the experience that you're in right now, or the energy that's at play for you, is something cosmic, and it has to do with astrological alignments, but also with the kind of, I'm hearing role play, but I feel like it's more to do with your karmic unfolding of your purpose and your path and your alignment with that energy. That's what's being described here by the Star, that there's this realignment it's not a realignment, you're already in that alignment. This is more about the reveal of that, your understanding of that, your gaining of clarity over that which is your purpose and path in life. And then the 2 of Swords, 2 of crystals reversed with the Sage of crystals, same thing. I mean, in the same position in the previous spread, you had another 2 swords card. So again, a lot of this energy of the air element, which describes mind, thoughts, concepts, ideas. This is telling me that through this experience, through this time, whatever it is that you're going through right now, there is a revealing energy. Again, it's the same kind of feeling, like an energy of revealing happening, where you may be overcoming this lack of clarity and starting to gain more awareness and understanding over your energy, over who you are, why you're here, starting to glean more realizations from your day-to-day life, and gathering the courage and the will to kind of pursue your passions, knowing that that is actually your path. The things that you're passionate about is your path. So follow that. Go with the knowing, going with the wisdom that is within you, to follow that thread of clues and information that is woven into the fabric of your reality, that is your own higher self and your own guidance, kind of planting those seeds of omens and signs and symbols to help you understand and realize the information that you need to understand, that you need to like receive. Okay? And then Chariot reversed with the Hierophant. The Chariot is reminding me a little bit of that energy I was describing in the first reading about driving, like taking the reins and being more in pursuit with your willpower and with enthusiasm. And seeing the Hierophant here paired together with the Chariot in reverse, I feel that for some of you, there is some work to do in overcoming any kind of dogma or restriction or inhibition that you may be feeling that might be coming from parental figures or other authority figures or any institutionalized places where you may have been influenced by the opinions of others, by dogma or by restrictions placed upon you from, you know, learned behavior through childhood experiences, through school, from teachers, from parents, from religious institutions and organizations. This is telling me that you may need to overcome some of that. I'm hearing sterile. I think there's something there, and I think if that message is for you, you'll know what to do with that information. But I feel that there is something here about climbing out of the enclosure. Climbing out of the enclosure, coming out of any kind of like structures that have been built around us to pen us in and cage us in, to keep us away from the truest expression that we are guided to share, right? And seeing with the Chariot reverse, I feel that could be some of what some of this underlying energy is here of like uncertainty. It's like you may feel like the mountain is really, really steep and hard to climb because you have a lot of resistance from other people's projections onto you to overcome. So channel your energy of will and enthusiasm and passion and fire to overcome other people's projections and other people's desire to want to suppress you and limit you in your truest expression, and just say fuck that shit. Do you? Okay, Pisces, I feel that's it for your reading for this time. I hope you found that helpful and insightful. I hope there's things there that you can work with. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. Do share this reading with a friend if you found it helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't yet, please do. If you have, thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope that you may take some time here to look at other videos on the channel that if this is your first time here, you're going to be seeing on your screen now the playlist for the rest of the other signs for this month. So you can check out your sun, moon, and ascendant, and you may also want to cross-watch for someone that you're interested in or that you're kind of loving on and see what's going on for them. You can also check out the playlist for Pisces, also on the screen right now, to go back and review some other readings from previous months here. You will definitely find valuable information that you can use in any of the readings. It's all timeless wisdom. It may be specific to a certain month when it's recorded, but there is information and wisdom in every reading that you will find useful. So please do go back and watch some previous readings there. Once again, thank you for your time. I'll see you in next month's reading.